45 is an embarrassment. I can't deal with this temperament. He is so arrogant. I have so much resentment. It just makes me want to scream. How do people think MAGA is the American dream? Let's start the stream.
It is man.
I'm completely unhinged. My rights have been infringed. That man makes me so upset. He's a Nazi and a world threat. I'm completely unhinged. My life has been sent. All his interviews I've been. We need to impeach now. Impeach him now.
John, you're a little controversial. We're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal.
Get out! Help your customer. Fuck off! Fuck off!
Completely unhinged.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Unhinged, the political podcast stream by Darth Melvin, leader of the Knights of Melvin. And Donald J. Trump is going live today, live to talk about election fraud. We'll see what he has to say. Maybe he'll throw in some aliens. We can only hope. But the liberals, the commies, the leftists, they're going to be big mad. Big fucking mad. So what's up, guys? We haven't been here for a little bit. How long has it been? Last stream was, fucking 2 months ago? That's insane. That's fucking insane. That's more insane than Joshy Boy's leaks from Denim Shills. Yeah, we're here on this channel. We're still going. It just, we haven't really been winning as much as I would like. You know, I'm a big Trump fan, MAGA, forever Trump. But you know, this war, I don't think anyone likes this war in Iran. Especially the fucking crypto market. Like, that's my biggest complaint, is the fucking crypto market, the Clarity Act. Pass the fucking Clarity Act. Stop the fucking war. And let's go to the fucking moon with crypto. Let's go to the fucking moon with crypto. And at the very least, if we fucking blow it in 2028, I'll be a crypto millionaire and my life will be slightly better. But even being a millionaire in 2028 with the Democrats in control, that would suck. Never want them to get back in control. Well, we're still getting our chi together. We're still figuring out this channel. We got a massive brand, a lot of potential. Just putting it all together is a fucking bitch, you know? Because, you know, we're not like a lazy, stupid-ass commie where this is all we do 40 hours a week, and then we take, and then we, like, sleep 14-hour days. It's like, no. We're constantly busy trying to run multiple channels, so it is what it is. We got Darth Ghostface in the motherfucking chat. What's on? We got SWA, Gabriel Knight. So let's pull up YouTube. Fox News, I don't think it's started yet.
I think a lot of
want you to see this.
Should
And if you're
start
curious what
in
these
5
lawmakers are alluding
minutes.
to, some terrestrial TV news networks.
I'm gonna put it on mute for now, just so we don't miss it. Fucking Bitcoin, that's right, man. Yeah, I learned, I like, funny story about me. I've been in crypto for, I'll tell you my crypto story. I've been in crypto since, was it 2020? I think it was 2020. It was 2020 or 2021. I think it was right at the end of the bull market. I started getting into it. And then it just like the market fucking tanked. And I just like and I like bought like a bunch of shit and market tanked. Then I realized this goes on 4-year cycles. And this happened in 2016. It happened in 2020. Next one was going to be 2024. So I loaded up over the next few years and was all set for 2024. Even got in on the altcoins because I thought there was going to be an altcoin season. And Q4 of 2024 came along. And I got absolutely...
Oh, fuck. I got peed on.
I got absolutely fucking peed on. And I think maybe a lot of you guys did too. So I don't know if the 4-year cycle is still true anymore. I mean, there's evidence that there is one. But from that experience, I just I really tightened my portfolio, and I'm only with like the big coins. I'm not with any shit coins anymore. You know, like Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin, and I like BitTensor. And that's like pretty much it. So we're going to the fucking moon with that. We're gonna be fucking crypto millionaires. We're gonna be full-time YouTubers. We're going to be chilling, man, hitting the Vong bongs, checking the portfolio every other day. And we're going to be staking our crypto. But enough about that. So the crypto's down. I'm waiting for the fucking Clarity Act to pass, waiting for this war to end. I guess the next bull market. Like I was always in it for the long run. Always in it for the fucking long run. And that's what we're doing. So I got enough in there to be crypto millionaire. It's just gotta happen. What's up, King Chris? It could be, but a lot of people have made a lot of money on it. Mine Bitcoin, the old GPU with power bank, collects solar energy. Nice. You know what's crazy is, like, me and my friends, instead of like going to the bar and getting drunk, we could have just been mining Bitcoin. Like fucking losers. Like that's what we should have been doing. So we were hanging out, being bros. Hope the libs cried tonight. So fuck yeah, this war is part of the reason why we haven't been doing streams. It just there hasn't been much winning. You know, it's supposed to be America first. You know, we're in Iran. And I don't give a fuck about them having a nuclear weapon, and maybe that's just ignorant. But that's my stance on it. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, what are we doing there? You know, and we should be definitely deporting more people. I haven't really heard much more about that. So, it hasn't been not the winning that I want, man. We need more winning, and tonight we could be turning that around. Hopefully he reveals some good shit on 2020. That'd be crazy, man. The longer this has gone on since 2020, I'm just full on a believer that they rigged the fucking election. Like the shit that gone on in California recently. It's like it is leading towards something bigger. It's like I hear China and Russia are getting involved. And that's like what everyone feared is the World War III part. A lot of that's been clickbait, a lot of that's just been nonsense, but um yeah, it just fucking Iran won't stop being little bitches. And I think they know we want to end it early, so they figure if they just be bitches for as long as possible, like that's gonna end up hurting us. Maybe they can last until the Democrats get into control. At this point, like, I just wouldn't really fucking care. Maybe I'll get canceled for saying that, but I don't fucking care, man. We need the fucking Clarity Act to pass. Crypto to go to the moon. You know, actions have consequences. If you want to be a fucking bitch, think you run the world and you don't, well, but could you imagine if that happened? It is kind of crazy. Is Trump? He's here.
That our country is safer, stronger, and far wealthier than it has ever been before. We are doing great. Less than 2 years ago, we inherited an economic and social disaster. After the worst inflation in 48 years, the wide open borders with millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, including criminals of all types, and 11,888 murders, many of whom killed more than one person. We had transgender for everybody, men and women's crime ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us as a nation, but not anymore. 2 years ago, our country was dead. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. America is respected like we have never been respected before.
Yeah.
We have more money being invested in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. More Americans are working today than ever before. This week it was announced that inflation saw the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years. Just happened. It was just given out. The media reported it, and we accept it. The best in 6 years. The tax cuts in our great, big, beautiful bill are saving hardworking families thousands and thousands of dollars. Like with the provisions, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, along with the interest deduction on a loan used to purchase a car, but only if that car is made in America, and a 100% expensing for our job-creating businesses. Our stock markets are at their highest point in many years, but we can actually say of all time. And your 401ks, pensions, and retirement accounts are setting records every single day, the highest in history. For years, we paid the highest price for prescription drugs anywhere in the world. Now we pay the lowest price under my most favored nation's policy because I was able to get the rest of the world and the pharmaceutical companies to act responsibly. Drug prices are coming down by 70, 80, and 90%. TrumpRx.gov, this will ultimately reduce the cost of health care. You have to go to TrumpRx.gov and take advantage of it. But the cost of health care is coming way down because of what we've done with prescription drugs. And with Trump accounts, every child in America now has access to a tax-free investment account to save for their future. Billions and billions of dollars are being invested, put in by companies and individuals to take care of our children so that at age 18, they will have potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in their account, and they'll get off to a great start in life.
And that'd be
So
peak
for that,
fire,
go
yo.
to TrumpAccounts.gov and sign up your child or any child you'd like to sign up.
The liberals
Our
will
previously
refuse to
wide
sign
open
up for
borders
it.
have been transformed into the most secure borders in the history of our country, with 0 illegal aliens being admitted to the United States in the past 14 months. That is 0. Nobody thought it was possible. We had the worst border in the history of our country, and now we have the best. Crime is plummeting nationwide with the murder rate
You
at
side with
its lowest
faggots
level
like Nick
since
Fuentes and the
1900,
Democrats getting
or more
control
than
again. They'll just open borders right
125 years
away.
ago. We're
Whatever
making a record
criticism you have
investment
about
in
the
our armed forces,
immigration,
and we
the
have the
Democrats will
strongest
just
and
open
most
the fucking
powerful
border.
military by far anywhere in the world. I built it during my first term, and unfortunately, we're forced to use it now. We won in Venezuela, which is now working with us to produce millions and millions of barrels of oil. We are likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruits of that labor very, very shortly. America is back and doing really well, but we still have a major challenge that must be urgently addressed, because no country can be great without fair and honest elections. You have to trust your country, because if there can be no trust, there can be no greatness. And that's very simple. No
Ice
trust,
forever.
no greatness. For many years, I've called for bold, swift, and decisive action to protect the integrity of America's elections. Every American deserves to know that when they cast their vote, that vote will be counted accurately in a system, and that is to make that system secure. One where cheating and interference are not just difficult, but virtually impossible. Unfortunately, the system we have
I think
today falls
YouTube has buried this
catastrophically
fucking
short
stream.
of that standard. Tonight,
Tommy
I'm
too,
announcing the
burying the
immediate
fucking stream.
declassification and release of critical intelligence, revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have dangerously exposes, and really exposes like levels never thought possible, to hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you. The American people are beautiful, our great American people, but that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings. We are presenting this evening and fully confirmed their authenticity. You can see these documents for yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's whitehouse.gov. Go check it out. Our purpose in disclosing this information is not to weaken confidence in election, but to earn that confidence
Come
by
on, get to the
confronting
big league.
vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly. And that's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China has signed a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country, a standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just make you sound like your president wasn't so hot, when actually your president has done a great job, and they did everything possible to do exactly that. Going on, this document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies to influence U.S. business leaders to turn against the President of the United States of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president and pay them large sums of money to write more negative articles about him, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said. The Chinese government wanted U.S. president to lose the next election, and the reason they wanted me to lose is because they knew I was wise to them, charged them billions and billions of dollars worth of tariffs, and built the strongest military anywhere in the world. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world. These are exact quotes from the CIA reporting. The name of the person doing the quote is now under review, but it gets even worse. Raw intelligence obtained by the FBI in 2020, yet buried by rogue bureaucrats, stated that China's activities even included an attempt to manufacture illegal ballots for Joe Biden. Documents show that during this period, dozens of significant CIA and NSA reports about China's election targeting were kept out of the presidential briefing. These were briefings I would get almost every day. Everything was kept out that was of importance. One email among intelligence analysts admitted
Hey,
that they
what
had,
about
quote,
if you're
deliberately
in
massaged
Canada and you're looking
the presidential
to
daily
move
briefing to
to
withhold
Texas?
information regarding Chinese activities related to the election. Another
Start a
official
saber
inside
empire.
the FBI wrote that she was running, quote,
guess,
a shadow
freeze it.
government, unquote, to keep intelligence about China's election meddling from becoming known and to keep it away from the honorable press. Other officials who witnessed such efforts perceived the motivations to be blatantly political. Recently, we found significant numbers of burn bags in formation, and this is a group of bags that were used to destroy information given by President Barack Hussein Obama to be burned. It was supposed to be burned. These bags were supposed to be at a different level by different people, incinerated and checked, but it never happened. Maybe we got lucky. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gross incompetence of the people that was supposed to burn the bags. But the findings are stunning. Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges, if appropriate, against these people. Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the security of our election infrastructure, including electronic voting machines and ballot counting systems. Dishonest, almost all. They're vulnerable and they're easily compromised, and people within our government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judged that the United States adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure. That's unquote, but that's some statement, isn't it? Made by supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state that, quote, we assess that centralized election-related data repositories, such as voter registration databases, poll books, and other official election websites, are most vulnerable to exploitation, and adversaries could use this access to these systems to disrupt election processes within the United States of America. Tonight, we're releasing all of those findings, and spanning from January 2020 to June 2026, this is a cyber threat aimed at the very heart of our democracy. Many people have questioned whether it could actually be possible to electronically manipulate vote totals or change election results on these terrible machines. Today, we are releasing documents that show the CIA obtained reporting of a specific plot to do a big number in favor of the corrupt Maduro regime in Venezuela. And that's exactly what happened, conspiring to digitally rig their own country's elections in 2020, and that's what they did. This reporting included precise details about methods to regime develop to digitally alter vote totals in ways that could not be detected even with an audit, no matter how deep they went. This intelligence underscores why we must take urgent action to ensure that our own system can never, ever be hacked or compromised like it was in the past. The fourth set of documents reveals that even when significant evidence of fraud has been detected, it has been buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight are FBI files detailing evidence of alleged fraud by a large-scale voter registration operation in Michigan. In 2020, Michigan State Police raided a Democrat Get Out the Vote organization, corrupt group in Muskegon. And we're so concerned by what they found. They were just so concerned, they couldn't believe it, actually, that they contacted the FBI in Detroit. The documents state that some canvassers admitted to FBI agents that they signed voter registration forms in other people's names.
This is
Submitted
big league.
fraudulent registration for people who did not exist, and received gift cards tied to their number of applications that they produced. In other words, it was pay, play, and cheat. The FBI agents working on the case believe that crimes were committed, yet the Biden Department of Justice slow-walked the investigation and killed it. Tonight, I'm asking the FBI director to ensure that the matter is fully investigated and to work with the Department of Justice to prosecute those responsible for any crimes. Finally, to reveal just how vulnerable our elections continue to be, we are releasing the results of a stunning investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. According to the DHS review, state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are registered to vote in federal elections. Since Democrat states refuse to share their voter files, the real number is actually much higher than that. Yet, even this limited analysis found more than 250,000 foreigners
All right.
illegally registered
Either
to
drop
vote.
some receipts or get to
Put
the
together,
aliens.
these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption. China and other countries have been trying to meddle in our elections. Evidence of fraud has been buried. Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls, and yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail. As one example of the insanity, California's recent election for mayor of LA and governor was held on June 2nd, a long time ago, but it was just completed
The
a few days
narrative on
ago, on
that has
July 10th.
shifted
Think of that, much more
so
than 1
much.
month. Took a
It
month
used
to
to
count
be,
the
oh,
votes.
they
I
can't
wonder what they were
vote, but
doing.
like, no, they
This
are
is
voting.
worse than any third world country. There's no third world country that has elections like we have. In a rare move, NBC and ABC Fake News have both said that they would not cover this speech. They knew what it was about because of the fact that they don't like the topic, because they know how corrupt our system is and they don't want to reveal it.
There's no way
They and
Biden
others
got
in the
80
media are
million
part of a
votes.
plot.
It's just not
They want to
possible.
continue this fraud for whatever reason. They want to keep it going. They want to protect the radical left. They can't have a great country, and that's true. You can't have a great country without free and fair elections. Fraud like this should mean a revocation of their licenses. They use our public multi-billion-dollar in value airways for absolutely no money. They pay nothing. All we want is
I
honesty
heard
in
that
our
they were
elections and
blocking
honesty in
they
reporting.
weren't going to
They pay
stream this.
nothing for multi-billion-dollar assets. Great damage has been done to our country. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen, and the trust of the American people was lost. This cannot be allowed to continue. Every American,
There's just
whether
no
you're a
way. The guy was
Republican,
retarded
Democrat,
in
independent, or
2020.
otherwise,
He should
be
not
able
have been
to
allowed
agree
to
that
run
we
in
deserve
2020.
the most secure,
And that's
honest,
not
and
because I
fair
don't like
election
him. He was
system
legit
anywhere in the world.
retarded in 2020.
Secure elections should
He had
be
dementia.
a partisan, really, we should be together. Democrats,
80
Republicans,
million votes,
independents,
just not
everybody.
possible.
And it should not be a partisan issue. It should cause to unite us, not to divide us. This should be a cause. We should be united, not divided. In light of the brand new and irrefutable information I have revealed tonight, my administration is in the process of notifying the states whose election data was compromised by the People's Republic of China and many others. We will be working closely to mitigate any harm, and we're taking swift action to ensure that sensitive voter data is better protected so we can never be bought, we can never be hacked, and we can never watch a stolen election
I can't
again.
believe they put her
Tomorrow,
out there
the
in
Secretary of Homeland
2024,
Security will hold a briefing to outline his department's recent work
considering how bad she
confirming
did in
cyber
2020 and how much
vulnerabilities
of
in
a
our
disaster the Biden
electronic voting
administration
systems.
was.
They are bad. We're in the process of informing governors, senators, and members of Congress of potential issues in their states. If you look at voting today, it's in such bad shape in so many states, and we are committing to fix it. And we're also committing to be working with those states and local jurisdictions to help them fix and patch known technical vulnerabilities before the midterm elections. We have very important elections coming up. We want those elections to be honest. I've also ordered DHS to notify every state about
The
non-citizens on their
2024
voter rolls
map
and
was
direct them
fucking
to remove all
beautiful.
ineligible voters
Winning all
from
the swing
lists
states
immediately.
and like looking at all
But
the
most importantly,
counties.
addressing this crisis
You
of
knew
election security.
what was so great about
demands
that night is you
Congress
knew
must
in like
pass
the first
Save
hour or
America
two
Act.
the swings from like
How
counties
easy
that
is
went
that to
that went
do
red.
unless
You just
wanna
like knew
cheat?
that it was going to be a trend the entire
only
night, and then
reason
it
you
was
wouldn't
already
do it
over.
is you want to cheat because your policies are so bad and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't get away or can't get elected any other way. This landmark bill requires that all voters must show photo voter ID. How simple is that? Could I have your photo, please? Photo voter ID. All voters must provide proof of citizenship. Are you a citizen of our country, please? And hopefully there will be no corrupt mail-in ballots, which if you watched California and so many other places, mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt. So you would have no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel if you're going away on business or vacation. These reforms are urgently needed to stop the vulnerabilities that I've mentioned. To all Americans, I ask you to pick up your phone tomorrow, call your representatives in the House and Senate, and demand that they pass the Save America Act without delay. Together, we will restore faith and confidence in our country, and we will be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our great military. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
What about the aliens, man? I thought he was dropping receipts.
Right,
What?
you're listening in there to President Donald Trump giving his primetime address to the nation. He is releasing, his administration releasing declassified documents related to election security. A couple of main points here. He is alleging that China interfered in the election by collecting American data, alleging members of the deep state are suppressing information on China's alleged election meddling, and saying that the Department of Homeland Security says there are 278,000 non-citizens in American voter rolls. Of course, the president touched on
That's
several other
disgusting.
topics there, starting out his speech talking about the economy off the very top, touting administration wins, also crime rates being down, wins at the southern border. He also is saying that this speech in regards to election security is not to weaken confidence in the election, but to confront vulnerabilities in the system.
Yeah, what
You
a
also heard the
fucking
president
failure.
there
They
call
got
on
peed
Congress
on.
to pass the Save America Act at the end of his speech. That speech there by the president in Washington, D.C., coming to about 27 minutes this evening, of course, on prime time. You're watching live now from Fox. We thank you so much for staying with us tonight, joining us as we aired the president's primetime address live and uninterrupted. My name is Alexandra Goldberg. We have political analyst Brian Sobel standing by for analysis. We'll talk to him after this 2-minute break.
Kyle Katarn here. I wonder what Kyle's up to in Seattle. I thought I saw it like passed under something else. Like they reworked it. Yeah, I guess they're releasing files, but I don't know what the speech was for. You know, they could have just released the files, but I guess it brings more attention on it. I don't know, man. Why don't they? How do they not pass voter ID? How are we still talking about that shit? Democrats are fucking retarded. And they think minorities are fucking retarded too. They don't have a computer. They can't go get an ID. If you are too stupid to get an ID, to follow through on the procedures, then you shouldn't vote. We don't need your vote. If you're that stupid, you shouldn't vote. We don't need stupid people voting. I think that's pretty fair. You're too dumb, then fuck you. You know, and there's dumb people on both sides, and I don't care if
Good evening to you.
Democrats are
Watching
more
live now
dumb.
from Boston. My
If
name is
that
Alexandra
happened, we'd
Goldberg.
lose
It's good to be
60%
with
more.
you
Well, then
tonight.
fuck
We just
you.
heard an about 25-minute address to the nation by President Donald Trump, making that speech at prime time, talking about election security. We have political analyst Brian Sobel standing by for us. Brian, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here on Live Now.
My pleasure.
So we have a lot to discuss tonight. Of course, a couple of main points that the president made about alleged interference by China.
Yeah, fuck this shit, man. Fuck this shit, man. These people wanted IDs for COVID and everything. They wanted ID cards to prove you got vaccinated. And my life would have been over had I needed to get vaccinated. Biden was telling you, like, well, you can celebrate the 4th of July with a few people. Fuck the Democrats. You know, I don't like the Iran war. The Clarity Act needs to fucking pass. Voter ID, what the fuck's going on with that? You know, say what you want about what's going on. If the Democrats got in control, be a 180. A 180 in life would be hell. And I wake up every day knowing that Trump's the president and that all the leftist crybabies are coping hard about it, and it's glorious. And the best part is they think like, oh, it'll be over in January 2028. But no, it might not be. I mean, Trump, who's to say he's going to run again, even though he's not allowed to, but there might be a loophole. I'm not really counting on that. If we win again, the Republicans, their misery's just going to continue. They think that, oh, we just get rid of Trump, we'll be fine, we'll be better. But no, they're going to cry about the next person that takes over. And I want their misery to continue, and I want their misery to continue for years. Fuck. Like, I'm happy I never got it. People are dying from it. And who knows if it's linked or not? Who knows? There's vaccine injuries from it. I just thought it was really weird. The people that like went out and first got it like initially, they were like the pioneers of getting the vaccine. I thought that was strange. And then they were posting online like, look, I'm not a pussy. I'm doing my part. I got a double shot. And I'm thinking like, okay, I'm going to sit back and see what happens to you. No, man, my decision was pretty easy. I got COVID early in like spring 2020. And then I did some light research. I'm no fucking doctor. I'm no expert on it. Did some light research, realized, oh, if you get the virus, you're going to have antibodies, so you don't need the vaccine. And it's like, I didn't want to get the vaccine anyways, regardless. And then like Trump gets out of office. So I already decided, no, I'm not getting it. And then Trump gets out of office, and then they start pushing this, mandating this fucking shit. The government's mandating it. I'm like, hell no, I'm definitely not getting it. But I don't think, I wouldn't have got it, like, at all. Like, I don't like shots at all. Who likes shots? Who wants to go get shots just because? And you do more research, like this attacks the old people and it attacks extremely unhealthy people with like pre-existing conditions. If you're young, then it's not going to get you. I've had it at least once. I might have had it multiple times, but I only got tested one time. That was in 2020, and I thought I was like going to have to like go in the hospital on a ventilator. I was like, it was not because of the illness. It was just like the paranoia of it, of like not knowing what it is, the fucking Chinese and all the noise. If it, like the anxiety was worse than the actual illness. I've gotten sick after that. Who knows if it was COVID or not, but like was worse than the initial time. Yeah, it's all about your immune system. Fucking loser. Anyways, what were we talking about before the fucking vaccine, the jab? Fuck the government, period. What's this like? Oh, we got to pass the Clarity Act before the Senate goes on recess. Why the fuck do they get a recess? What are we paying them for? These fuckers and their insider trading, and they're getting like a long recess. And then these yeah, and then just like these old fucking people in there, they can't even do the job. Like they need to be replaced. Ridiculous. Yeah, like the flu numbers just went down that year. Surprisingly, and the flu destroys seniors. Absolutely destroys them. Like, it's a fucking fake illness. So what's up, guys? What's going on? Fucking cunts, man. Crime numbers in California are like COVID numbers in 2024. Just disappeared. Tyler Robinson update on the backpedaling for Megyn Kelly. Fucking the whole Charlie Kirk thing is ridiculous. And the conspiracy theories are still going. They're still going. They're saying like, oh, it's not the same guy in the security footage. And I don't know what Candace Owens is talking about now. I stopped paying attention to her a long time ago. I can't believe she still has a following. And I really hope she gets sued and like loses all her money. And he is unhinged. Unfucking hinged. Yeah, you don't have to like Trump. You don't have to be a Republican. But if you constantly talk about him, like constantly, and like cry about him and obsess about hating him, it is a legit illness. It's a legit fucking illness. Now, I don't like Joe Biden. I don't like Kamala Harris. I don't like AOC. You go down the list. Do I spend all day, every day, crying about them, and just like constantly posting about them and talking about them? No, I don't. It's just TDS. Like I'm saying, like you don't have to like him. You don't have to vote for him. Don't have to be a Republican. There are a lot of people that don't like him, but don't obsess about him. He obsesses about hating him. It's an illness. Yeah, I was hoping to. You guys saw you see the Joe Rogan with Vance yesterday? I actually listened to the whole thing. And Vance is really into the aliens, man. Wants to know, but I'm kind of skeptical about him and the aliens. He's been in office now for like over a year and hasn't even like looked into it at all. But he promises he will. And I guess it kind of makes sense. Like if he's super busy, he's supposed to be super busy. He's just not going to have time to like take the deep dive. It's not like he's sitting around all day, farting and jerking off and being like, well, I think I'm going to just dive deep into the aliens, man. But if I was the vice president and I was like really interested in that topic, which I would be, I would have already looked into it. Here's the thing about it is I'm already like over, and this I was with the first batch. What the first batch told me, it's like, okay, like obviously there's something going on. It's should have been more we should have been really more aware of it. But like what is it specifically? So the second batch, the third batch, the fourth batch has come out. It's just more of the same. And it's just like really fucked up. It's like, oh, what is it? I want to know what it is. I'm just kind of done with it. I don't want to speculate anymore. I'm ready to know what it is. I thought he sounded stupid when it came to that. Now, it could be angels or demons, like something like supernatural. It could be, but he's like trying to act like if it is aliens, like super advanced aliens. See, Rogan thinks it could be like anything. It could be the angels or demons, or it could be the super advanced aliens or super advanced earthlings. So Rogan's open to like all the possibilities. But Vance was like really set on like calling them demons and like categorizing them as demons and defining them as demons, regardless what it was. I just thought his point was ridiculous. So I don't think they're demons. I think they are. I think they are aliens from other planets, other galaxies. I don't think they're advanced humans that have always been here, or I just think if they were that advanced, they would have been like, fuck you, we're going to live on the land. They're not going to like live in secret while we run the planet. But with Vance is looking to get into it. But he even said, like, once he figures out what it is, he wants to reveal to everyone what it is. And then Rogan, like, flat out said, well, you just blew it because they're not going to tell you now. Because they hear him on a podcast saying he's going to be a rat about it. And so they're going to withhold information from him now. So it kind of made me think it was, like, a little staged. Probably looking too into that. But I just want to know. I just want to know what's going on with the aliens. And I don't think any more drops are really going to do anything because it's all the footage is like low quality. We need to know what it is, if bodies have been recovered, if there's reptilians, shapeshifters. It wouldn't surprise me if they're the ones that have like guided the evolution, like from the apes to us, or like they created the life on the planet. I don't think it's an advanced Earth civilization or us from the future. I think it's aliens from another galaxy. Like the universe is fucking gigantic. It is overwhelming how big it is if you just like stop and think about it. So we think we're advanced, but given the time of the universe and the possibilities out there, we're probably just very low when it comes to like being advanced. And I don't think these aliens want to kill us because we're still here. You know, it's not like we go around and like kill people from like uncontacted tribes, or we go around like killing all the animals. Yeah, they could be in the ocean and invisible, and you know, maybe like life is great there, but I would just think if they were earthlings, I would think that they would just want to rule in the land. I would think they would be better. But you know, the ocean is a gigantic fucking place. And if you got a way to just live there and not have the water affect you, then it's just like you have all the land you want. Alien hybrid breeding program, the crafts. Here's what I have a problem with us recovering bodies. If these aliens are so advanced, how are they crashing on this planet to begin with, and how are they dying? I mean, I guess it's no matter how advanced you get, like you could like be a retard and crash on the planet and die. But you would think if they were that advanced, they wouldn't be so retarded. And they wouldn't have accidents like that. I could see the aliens hanging out in the ocean. Definitely in the best place to hide. They're in the mountains too, man. Man. They're everywhere, man. They're on the moon. And the question is, like, what are they doing? Why are they just like hanging out, watching us? The Epstein binders are piling up. Epstein aliens, voter fraud. Like all the Democrats are like, release the Epstein files. Like the Epstein files have been released. Are there more Epstein files that need to be released? Is that just like died, or are there really like actually more files that need to be released? I'm sure a lot have been deleted and burned and shit on. But I think like it's been released for the most part. But like you talk to the Democrats, they act like they haven't released anything. And they all call him the PDF in chief. Fucking clowns. Got no evidence of anything. Trump is in the Epstein files. Dragon Ball Super coming back. Coming back, man. After how many fucking years? Insane. It went on that big of a layoff. Like, absolutely fucking insane.
Oh, fuck. I got peed on.
You know, that was me 10 years ago. Get fucking peed on by Dragon Ball. Man. I don't know. I think, like, they were making movies. The plan, I think, was always to bring it back. It dragged. It fucking dragged. Trump, not a PDF, not in the files either. Doesn't mean there was some sick shit in those files. People deserve to burn for some of the shit in there. No one's getting arrested. No one's getting arrested over Doge. Like, who are the 200-year-olds in this country collecting Social Security? How are people not being arrested for that? Is it not 2020? Not until 2028? Fuck. I know they're like doing this stupid remake. They're like redoing this season. I don't care if the animation sucked. I really don't. I watch it for the story. So fuck. I don't know. Are we ever going to figure out what's going on with the aliens? Is the next drop going to reveal the bodies, reveal what we're actually dealing with? At this point, I'm going to say proof of alien life. I just wanted an announcement. I think Trump should be the one to do it. Trump should just make the announcement like he did tonight and just be like, we're not alone in the universe. Boom. Because they're retarded and they're obsessed with PDFs, like they fetishize it, like it's projection. It's like a fetish of theirs, and so they project it onto others. And that's the new racism. That's the new sexism. That's the new Nazi is the PDF. And like it's everyone is that. And it's just sick. Because I don't know where you take it from there. That one, I think, seems to carry more weight. Because you can be like, you're racist, you're sexist, and be like, whatever. That one seems to carry the most weight. And if you want to defame someone. They support that shit at Drag Queen Story Hour. They support grown men with weird fetishes being around children like half naked. Yeah, we do need to make some bets. Unity is, as far as I'm concerned, that's never coming out. Joshy's pocketed that money. It's never fucking coming out. He's a loser. He's a piece of fucking shit. And I always like wonder with these people, does his wife know that he's a giant piece of shit? Does his son know he's a giant piece of shit? I think on some level the wife has to know. Like she's figured it out. It's like, yep, he's a piece of shit. And she just might be stuck. There's an anonymous tip. Let me go to the IRS website now, see if I can see it. Is it IRS.com? I'll just Google it. IRS anonymous tip. AI overview. You can report tax fraud anonymously by mailing the printable IRS Form 3949A or by submitting an online tip through the IRS Submit a Tip tool, leaving your personal information blank. Note that if you are seeking a monetary reward under the whistleblower program, your identity must be disclosed to the IRS. Well, I think a lot of people don't mind not getting a reward, but hey, if you want the reward, then submit your information. To file your report, gather evidence, collect as much specific factual information as possible, including names, addresses, social security, employer identification numbers, a description of the alleged violation, relevant dates, and specific financial or bank documents. Online submission. Go to the centralized IRS Submit a Tip portal to fill out the referral forms electronically. Mail submission. Download the form. Mail the completed form. Yeah, like this is very doable. I want to ask, how much is the award? %15 to 30% of the total proceeds collected from the tax fraud investigation. There is no maximum dollar limit. Fuck. So how much tax would there be? What was it on 90,000? What would the rate be on 90,000? I'll just ask. How much tax would be on unclaimed and unreported 90,000? There's different brackets. Exact tax owed for 90,000 of unreported income, because who knows if he reported that as income? Depends on the person's filing status, the deductions. However, assuming that the individual's only income for the year's single filer would owe roughly $10,970 in base federal tax, plus severe penalties and interest, that would sink Joshy. And then they would owe a couple thousand more self-employment taxes. Does crowdfunding count? Crowdfunding counts as taxable gross income if the money was raised for a business venture, project, or in exchange for goods or services, or for the Unity comic. According to the official IRS crowdfunding guidelines, the money is only exempt from taxes if it qualifies purely as a personal gift. Well, not a personal gift. The campaign falls in any of these categories. 90,000 must be reported. Reward-based campaigns, creators, and platforms like Kickstarter, business ventures, service rendered. Yeah, so how much do you want to bet? Exactly. How much do you want to fucking bet? You want to fucking bet that he did not report that 90,000. So I encourage you guys. I'll ask one last question. What if multiple people report the same person? What is the reward? Multiple people report the same person for tax fraud. The IRS does not split the reward evenly. Instead, it determines payouts based on who provided the information first and whose information actually caused the collection of taxes. Total reward pool for the entire case still remains capped at 15%, 30% of collected proceeds. They kind of contradicted themselves. If a second person reports the exact same issue later without adding any new facts, IRS will generally deny the second person's claim entirely because the information was not original. So, yeah, I think if you supply new information, you can get some money. So basically, it's first come, first serve. You guys just want to report it. I don't think this would take very long. I think it maybe take like an hour at most, 2 hours to like put this all together. If you want a reward, you give them your information. I don't think Josh reported the 90,000. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. It's kind of a you roll the dice. I think there's ways you can figure it out. I think if you asked him in chat, like on an alt account, I think he would fucking tell you because he's stupid. Be like, hey Josh, did you ever report your Unity crowdfunding for taxes? And he's stupid enough to fucking answer you because he's retarded. So I really hope someone reports him. I'm not going to do it. But there's enough information there if you guys want to do it. And if you want a reward, someone should do it. Government always gets their cut if you don't want to get caught. I just think he defrauded the people with and bought the Range Rover. Why is he going to be claiming 90,000 as income? I mean, he might be. It depends. Does he do his taxes himself, or does he take it to someone? I say most people probably have someone else do their taxes, especially if they're in YouTube. A lot of people can't do it themselves. So Joshy, if he took it to someone, then yeah, they probably reported it there and he paid. That's a lot of money in taxes to pay. A lot of fucking money. I don't think he paid. So I hope I'll have to bring this up on the Star Wars stream to encourage people to report his fucking ass. We got anyone in the chat who's gonna report Joshy? And if so, are you going to try to get that reward? Because it's first come, first serve with the reward. What did they say? 15 to 30%. of the proceeds. That's a lot, man. That's a lot of cash, man. So if it's like 10,000, it's like $1,500. 30%, that's 3,000. You can be looking at like $2,000. Clean $2,000. It's like gathering the information too. It's you just get it all from Kickstarter. Boom. You can even, I don't know if you could supply video clips of him buying the Range Rover too. I'll ask the question too. Can you provide video evidence? Because I know he bought that Range Rover. Yes, you can provide video evidence to the IRS to support a tax fraud report. The IRS whistleblower office and criminal investigators accept video and audio recordings if they directly reveal an illegal tax avoidance scheme. Fuck. Someone's got to do it, man. Someone's got to do it. Slam dunk. I'm just, I should do it myself, but like, I'm passing the information to someone. If someone wants the reward, they could do it. I don't really want to like give my information to the IRS. If I was to do it, I would just do it anonymously. But, you know, some other people, they got different mindsets with it. They might want the reward, and you get $2,000. Easy, clean $2,000. Put it on a horse. Do something. Put it on the next McGregor fight. Oh, there's video of him. There's the clip of him on Nerd Theory saying he bought the Range Rover. Now, we don't know 100% if that's accurate, but I'm like 90% sure that that's accurate, that he bought a Range Rover with that money. So if he's buying the Range Rover with that money, who's to say he paid taxes on it? And he's a stupid person. Yeah, it's just, I don't want to like put a microscope on myself. But you could do anonymous. Just to watch him burn. How fucking funny would that be? He would be fucked. Because he doesn't have the 10 grand. Maybe he does in like savings or investments. If he doesn't, he's retarded. And he's not the big shot he thinks he is. But like, he'd be fucked. 10,000 plus the penalties, and then they'd be on his ass. It would really suck. It would end the comic book career. You would end his career. Fuck, I've been like pitching this for 20 minutes. Joshy boy, let's see if is Shillin in the basement live? Speaking of Joshy Simp. No, streamed 22 hours ago. This is just someone that needs to realize that they're not good at YouTube. And they need to quit. And the problem is he's just a douchebag to like anyone that's in his chat. Just the way he is. Vader's order. That idiot. I wonder how many people were in his live stream. Oh, it's only members. 44 minutes ago. The Flats. JIA Cup live streaming from the gym. Fake weight loss pictures. No, I don't believe for a second that's 40 pounds. If he is losing weight, it's shocking because he looked gigantic in the Mandalorian pictures. So to say he's been down like 30, 40 pounds from January, I don't believe that. If you want to make a case for 10, 15, but it's what's with these leftists that have to exaggerate their weight loss. And these are like the bitchiest fucking people too. It's like, you know, they're not doing it. You know, they're not going to the gym, lifting weights, hitting the cardio for a half hour. It's just like they're probably like reducing their soy intake. And, you know, you start eating cleaner, you can drop 5, 10 pounds, snap of the fingers. But these people, you know, they're not going to the gym, you know, they're in the work. And they're like saying they're dropping 30, 40 pounds. It's like, how is that possible? Fraud Ozempic. Yeah, maybe he's on Ozempic. His dad's paying for it. It just looked like the lighting was all different and looked like he was sucking in. Yeah, we never hear anything about Simon's weight loss anymore. And Simon's was fake because he had that stomach surgery. They had to like pump the cum out of his stomach. And they're like, Simon, like, it's how are you this fat? It's your diet is impeccable. Your macros are just your protein intake, and you work out all the time. Like, Simon, the reason you are so fat is because you have so much cum in your stomach. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to fucking suck all the cum out of your stomach, and you're going to lose a bunch of weight. And that's what happened to him. But we don't hear about that anymore because he said he was going to be thin, and I think he just gave up. I think so. I think that relationship. Well, actually, no, they're still. He called her when he was in LA at the Mandalorian and Grogu premiere, and I think she was on the video. So there was video evidence of it. So they're still together, which is weird because if he's living with his dad, then how is he still with her? Is she living with him at his dad's? Unless they're just like friends now. Or they're like separated. As like something's going on. Like you don't just move, lose your job, lose your home. I don't know what happened with the home that they were in, but I know he lost his job, and I know he's living with his dad, and I don't think his stupid wife is with him. And as bad as she is, ugly and fat as she is, there are a bunch of Tyrones out there that are going to line up to scoop her up, that aren't living with their dads, that have a job, that have more testosterone. No, I haven't looked recently. And you know, they're still young, and she's got to wise up. Be like, do I want a mini Jacob? So I don't know what's going on with that. It's very fishy. I know he got fired from his job. I know his weight loss is fake. Just a fake fucking person.
Jobs in the United States. From China.
Why does he trigger the leftists so badly? I think he's funny. We'll see if he's got something planned for 2028. I don't really care either way. I just want a red wave. Stay in control, House, Senate, presidency, Supreme Court. But, you know, we might lose the House. The Supreme Court's a disaster. Amy Coney Barrett, fucking liberal. Horrible appointment. Can't stand her. She doesn't side with them every time, but like she's a fucking liberal. Like that fucking terrible. Oh, it's not? They could be separated and just be friends. And so when he included her in that review, it just something is up with that. Like he is such a fraud. He is such a loser. And if you're living with him, sleeping in the same bed, it's fucking disgusting. Like, how do you not pick up that he's a total fraud loser? Like how do you not pick up on that? Even if you don't pick up on it initially because you're stupid, eventually you're gonna have to like see him for what he is, the liar that he is. He lies to everyone. He told all his, we're getting into Star Wars stuff. I apologize to anyone, but we got mostly Star Wars fans in here. He told everyone in his fucking family that he had 10,000 subscribers, 20,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers. And they're probably like, oh, Jacob, good boy, good boy. And it's a lie. He left out the part that he bought the subscribers. And he says Google Ads, which is total nonsense. But regardless, Google Ads, third-party website, it's manufactured subscribers. It's not authentic. And he lied to everyone saying about his channel growth. His family, his wife, his mother, his grandmother, all of it is a lie. The only one that might know the truth of everything is the wife. But I think he's lied to every single person except himself. Or no, he's lied to himself. He's convinced himself that he is this great person. So he hasn't worn a ring in the time he's lost 40 pounds or fucking took the pic the same day and has lost no weight. Oh yeah, he's admitted it now that he was buying subs, but he's saying it was Google Ads. And in the documentary, I'm gonna like showcase that that's nonsense, because if you want to get 50,000 subscribers legitimately with Google Ads, which is legit with YouTube, that is insanely expensive. And if it was so cheap, everyone would be doing it. But no, he did it on the cheap third-party websites where he only had to spend like a couple $1,000s to get to that level. Does it with Google Ads. It's going to be tens of thousands of dollars. He did not do it that way. And then we proved with, he got so triggered, he sent me screenshots of his Google Ads purchases. So I put them in a spreadsheet and compared them with video views, and that the Google Ads purchases don't add up to the additional views that he got. So I think what he did is he did buy Google Ads for some videos just to kind of throw off YouTube, because he thinks he's smart. He's like, hey, I'm buying Google Ads. Look at the growth. And then he's going to the cheaper third-party websites and really doing the damage. And I have that all in the spreadsheet. I've exposed it live before, but that'll be brought into the documentary. The spreadsheet of fraud, whatever I called it. Single speed. Fraud speed. The Bill Billington. I'm convinced it was him. Some people think like Pause like staged it. Maybe, but I think it was him. He's lame enough to come up with that stupid ass name. And then he was like literally repeating what he was saying on Twitter, like exactly. And then he is lame enough to go in and like start ripping on a high school kid. Which is ironic, given his profession as a high school teacher. Maybe. He's already gay. Like, we know it. A gay man. No, he is. And the reason he hates me so much is because I just see it for what he is. A fraud. Like, there's shills in the Star Wars fandom, and they're just like they're not all on Jacob's level. They're not on Kyle Katarn's level, Sawyerism's level. Jacob is like at the very bottom of how much of a piece of shit he is. And how much of a fraud he is. Oh yeah. Was like a creative arts teacher, some type of shit. He got fucking laid off, replaced by DEI hire. I bet he got fired because people were complaining about him, and they realized he just like was a fucking child. And he was on like the yearbook taking like pictures of the athletic department. And there's like no evidence of like wrongdoing with that, but like someone like him, the fucking weirdo, I think it's a little sus. I just can't imagine him like running a class of kids in high school and like commanding the classroom and then taking him seriously. I just can't. Because he's got like no confidence in himself. He's just not an adult. He's a 26-year-old boy. It's like it's like a woke school or whatever. It looks woke. But whatever, he got fucking laid off. All his information is public anyways. Be probably harder to find now, but like, his LinkedIn is public and he's a fucking idiot. Facebook. Darth Melvin knows all. The theory is he drives Uber now. But I don't even think he does that. I think he just stays at home all day. Rich daddy pays his bills. And Mr. Van Driesen was cooler than Jacob. Yeah, there is a darkness to him. Like there's a darkness where he will fucking kill someone to keep his life to like prevent anyone from bursting that bubble of lies. He's a weirdo. I think his wife should be concerned, and I think she should like distance herself from him because I think he's bad news. Who knows if he'll ever like do anything, but I just think he's a piece of shit. And speaking of piece of shits, McStraw, I don't care what his mental condition is. He's a piece of shit. At least he's got an excuse, though, unlike Jacob. But I would blame his parents. His parents are terrible. But yeah, he's a garbage, hypocrite, fucking piece of shit. Lives in a fantasy world where he's awesome, he's popular, everyone likes him. It's very similar to Jacob. He's a giant SJW, but like he goes around, rips on the quartering, rips on Chrissy Meyer. When it's like he's a bigger SJW than all of them. And then his excuse is, well, they were bullies. They were bullies. What do you think people have been doing to the quartering? You don't think people are bullying him right now? Like all the people making videos on him and saying shit. You don't think that's like considered bullying? Even if a lot of it is accurate, even though if it's like deserved. According to McStraw's logic, like that falls under bullying. But it's okay when he does it. Him and McStraw, false flaggers. It's just the quartering could get shit done. Masterclass destroying him. There's content. There's like a playlist with the lore with that. It's just yeah, I got other stuff to be doing. But there definitely could be a part 2. The channel gets like we get all these projects done and like the channel starts booming a bit. But he's just such a fucking loser. It's not even worth it. It's funny though to see him get mad. It's deserved because he thinks he's this like big shot hardcore internet guy where like he is like the embodiment of all the YouTubers he worships. He thinks he's so cool. And when it's like thrown back in his face, he has meltdowns. It's just deserved. Yeah. Like some things that are done, it's like, it's just for personal enjoyment. It's a crazy world that we live in.
Because you'd be in jail.
A lot of these shills deserve to be in jail. A lot of these leftists deserve to be in fucking jail. They'd put us in jail if they could. Joshi deserves to be reported to the IRS. It just is. I blame his parents for being so ignorant to how he is online. Um, he's just a garbage person, and that just fall. I blame the parents for how they raised him, what they allow him to get away with. He's a cancer, and then for the channels that enable his behavior, I think for the most part they just ignore him. They're like they pretend he doesn't exist. But I think they should call him out and like call him a cancel pig, like basically what he is. He deserves to just be exposed for what he is. But that's acceptable behavior for the shills. They just ignore it. Maybe there's stuff to be done, but like the video I made on him was just meant to be one video. It was a long video, destroyed him. That is the most broken I have ever seen him after that video. He has been fucking trolled to death since then, but I've never seen him that broken at like the conclusion of that video. At least publicly. Privately, he's probably had like bigger meltdowns. I'm sure if there was some sort of like To Catch a Predator, but like shills, a shill version, I'm sure that a lot of them would get caught. Yeah, there's a lot of material for part 2. And he got trolled badly. He was fucking freaking the fuck out. It was so funny. I do have plans to do something like that. Nothing official, but it's the legality of it, the scale of the operation. It's definitely something. It's like a massive project to do, but I definitely think it'd be funny, and it is legal to do, from my understanding. And I do think you would catch people. I don't think it would be, and like nothing would really happen. It's not like anyone would get arrested. It would just be highlighted in the video. Be like, oh, this person in the Sexplain server was talking to a 15-year-old girl, and then it just like they'll fucking fill in the rest, highlight that in the video, and they'll just get shamed. Would have to make disclaimers though that like the creators didn't know anything about this. It's just the people in the community, shit like that. Because you try to paint it as like, well, the Sexplains are all in on it, and like they're not really, then you can get in trouble. Here's the thing about them is that there's always like a threat because they're that sensitive. SJWs, they'll cry about everything. So there's always like a lingering threat, like that someone might actually try. The only ones that like could do anything are like the Sexplains. But even then, they're too cheap to pay for a new microphone. The quartering is like starting to like threaten people to sue. And Carly King could get a rich dad. So I don't know when that might happen, but I'm like leaning towards doing it. Right now, I got a few projects for 2026, and it's like we're already halfway through fucking 2026. I have the Star Wars Theory stuff 2027. And then it's just it's like I don't know when I'm going to get to a point where I don't have like massive projects I need to be doing, and that's like something that I think would be kind of funny. And I think it can go viral on the platform. Because there's like another guy that is like doing like a copycat Chris Hansen shit. And I think that's on YouTube. This fucking dropship coffee, that's disgusting. The only thing he was saying, like people are going after his advertisers and other shit. If you're doing the extra mile, like going after the advertisers and or spreading like a fake narrative about him, and he's losing money. So you have to prove that he's losing money. Then there's grounds for defamation. But if it's just ripping on him, making videos, and you're dropping receipts in those videos, then it's just commentary and there's no defamation there if it's true. But if I make a video saying that he's fapping to Reddit and he's a serial fapper, and I'm going around spreading that on the internet and it's not true, and then I'm like harassing his advertisers, being like, yeah, this guy's a fucking masturbating fapper, and then they're dropping him, then that would be defamation. And I hope YouTube takes you back. It's just you're so used to the stream being like unfiltered. You're probably gonna have to start off on YouTube and Rumble, and then just at some point like cut off the YouTube and continue on Rumble with all the stuff that you do. And then if you play Mortal Shillbat, is it going to get flagged on YouTube if you play it on your stream? It really is a joke. You know, I've done pretty well with YouTube. I mean, I like the platform, but the way they've treated my channel pisses me the fuck off. The way around that is what Grizzy's been doing with Mr. Grizzy 2.0. Got to do the Melvin 2.0. So I want to do that. It's just kind of like I have so much shit I need to be doing. It's just kind of like tedious to like clip streams. And the channel's not even monetized yet. But like that needs to happen. Need to get the 2.0 channel going, because that will bring in more viewers to the channel, the brand. And it's like videos that take less effort to do. And it helps keep you relevant, because you stream for 2 hours. You may have some like good parts in there, but like it gets buried. That's why you got to clip your shit. Yeah. I just think it's, YouTube is number one. You gotta be on YouTube, but there are people that are Rumble exclusive. I want to. Episode 14 of Show Wars. Looking like maybe this weekend. And I want to get 15 and 16 out, and then I want to focus on the Jacob doc. And then might go back to Show Wars, and then back to the Jacob doc. But we need to go heavy Jacob mode once I get those episodes out. Too many distractions. Jesus H. Lucas. I'll have to. I'm going to test my internet speed. It shouldn't be happening. Run speed test. $102 mega Mbps download, 5.72 Mbps upload. Says my internet connection is very fast. Should be able to handle multiple devices, streaming HDs, video conferencing, and gaming at the same time. I don't know. I gotta check out my streams and look at it, and if shit's not looking good, I'm gonna have to like plug in. See if I got a cord long enough to just fucking plug in. Should be doing that anyways, instead of relying on the Wi-Fi. No, it's not raining. Is the stream lagging for anyone else? Yeah, maybe. Windows 95. It's embarrassing that he would go on the internet with that shit. It's a pet peeve of mine to see YouTubers be cheap. Yeah, it's just, if this is supposed to be your passion, your like number one hobby, and you're expecting to be a big shot, and you're like the Sex Plains where your microphone is shit, like there's something wrong with your audio, and you just like refuse to fix it. It's just crazy to me. Yeah, I got to get a cord. I got the internet man in the other room. This channel, man, we're maxed out on the equipment. That's fucked up, man. We are maxed out on the subscriptions. Like everything. We are fucking spending money on everything. The equipment that's already been paid for a long time ago. We're just like we're riding that. But the monthly subscriptions, the AI subscriptions, we went all out 2026, the AI subscription. At the time, I'm thinking like, I don't know, am I really gonna do this much AI in the year? Am I probably gonna just be wasting money? I don't think I've like fully utilized it, but I like at least having it whenever I want it is definitely worth it. So like we're because of the nights and the funding, like we were able to have that luxury where we got the best equipment, we got the subscriptions. We don't hold back when it comes to spending on the channel.
I'll put the system on trial.
The system is on trial. Fuck, it is speaking of Suno, the Sexplain CD. I was talking about it on Tuesday, and I'm thinking like, yeah, like I want to get 3 CDs out this year, and I got to get the Sexplain CD out, and so I've like started working on it, and now I got 4 songs for the CD. Want to have 10? I got 4 right now, and it's peak fire. So it's gonna be a banger. When is it gonna be done? I don't know, but like we're moving along. They fired the dog. They fired the dog and replaced the dog with the cat. Yep, Doggate is done. Doggate is done. I had like the beginning part of it for a long time, and then I extended the song, and so like now it's done. We got a lot of songs. So I got 4 done, and I got a list of songs to get to, and so we're gonna be moving along on that. Don't want to like rush the process, but you know, once you get flowing, and then just Suno puts it together. A couple of these, like the very first one I listened to was just like, that's the song. And I like generated other versions, and I'm like, nope, this is the song. Where the Jacob CD, I did like multiple versions for a lot of them, but like sometimes it gets it like perfect immediately. It's literally the best app ever. I don't know for short song, but we do have a Man Leg song where the short shorts is mentioned by Alex. So far, what I got the Shill of the Year song. I got Man Legs. Peg Me Molly. And what was the other one? Fuck. Oh yeah, and Doggate. Got that. So that's 4. I don't know if I'm gonna do a specific song for Medium Shirt, but I do mention mention it in the. I think I mentioned it in Man Legs. So I got a list of stuff. We shouldn't have a problem getting 10. Yeah, I got AI phobe on the list. There's got to be something with that. And I'm trying to mix up the genres too. It's a good video. It got the dog fired, but it's a good video. I guarantee they watched it. I think they did. Like at 2.3 thousand views. What a disgrace. What a disgrace, YouTube. You gotta push that. They hate AI. I think I'm gonna make a song, like a death metal song, like "Get a new microphone," something like that. Buy a new microphone. And what's awesome about Suno is I can record myself singing like that. Buy a new microphone. Fuck you. And it'll make like a Peak Fire song based on that. It's amazing, man. Maybe. I don't know if I'll do reggae on this CD. You know, we had a whole CD of reggae. I don't know if we'll do it. We'll have to see. So I think death metal, get a new microphone. I think we got to have like a house song. And I don't want to spoil the other ones, but like we definitely want to mix it up. Got to have an emo song. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't think that's on the list. Yep. I'm adding it. Sublime Style, man. I'll add that to my notes. Favorite songs in the Jacobs here. Put the Grogu down. Bill Billington. Black Shirt. Dream Girl. Twitter Spaces. Put the Grogu down is underrated. My favorite is I'm gonna go Black Shirts. And then Bill Billington hits hard. After that, I'm not sure, but those are the two I like the most. I wonder if Jacob's ever listened to it. Like, cause it fucking goes in hard. And he thinks like, oh, released a CD on me. How stupid. If you listen to the CD, fucking goes in hard. It's like a legit CD that you would buy at the store. I've listened to it at the gym. I've listened to it in the car. Like while I'm at work. Listen to it. I've listened to it recently, the whole CD. And the Sex Plain CD will be the same thing. I think this AI music is just as good as regular music, and especially if there's a comedic tone to it, I think like it's like even better. He's just relying on sucking dick for his brand. Look at what he's doing. His channel's fucking over. Went to the world premiere for Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu. What did I think of the Mandalorian and Grogu? And that's all he's done in 6 months. But he got that premiere invite. I said he would never get that premiere invite, but he got it. But my justification for it is shillflation. Getting invited to those premieres is not worth as much as it used to be, and that they've expanded the program because Disney Star was doing so badly. Doesn't change the fact that he got invited. He's now in the special club, but shillflation is definitely real. Oh, he just got wrecked. That whole CD hit him on like every talking point. The Sex Plain CD would be the same way. Then at the end of the year, do a Disney Shill CD. I don't know how many songs I'll have to create for that. I already got like a library of stuff on Suno. Maybe I could like fill it with half of the stuff I already have. And then for 2027, who knows? So this channel, the political channel, I've been meaning to do political songs, but I want to make some sort of a music video. Nothing like crazy, but like something for people to follow along. So I think we can get some political songs to go viral on this channel. Like I could bust out a song pretty easily. Like, the songs I did with the Sex Plains, I just did them over the past couple of days. Pretty quickly. You just gotta get flowing, you gotta get rhyming, and Suno does the rest. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but if he's living with his dad, he can't still be married. It's insane. Alright, you guys. We Trump went live, talked about election fraud, and I think they rigged the election in 2020, but stuff he's saying about the Chinese, I thought he was gonna like be dropping mad receipts live, but I guess files are being released that we'll be able to see. I don't know, kind of underwhelming. But fuck the Democrats. Fuck the Iran war. I'm sick of it. I was hoping it would end soon. Doesn't look like it is. And it's pissing me off because I feel the crypto market is like, because of the war, the crypto market's fucking up. Maybe. So we just need to get back to America first, winning. Down with the radical far left. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. And I'll be here tomorrow. We'll be talking about how the Disney shills have turned on George Lucas. And I don't think they've just turned on him. I think they've always hated him. And now they have an excuse to hate him because George Lucas basically said, well, AI's here. There's no stopping it. Very reasonable point. Not like he's saying he loves AI. He's coming back to Star Wars to make AI movies. Just made a reasonable point about AI, and the shills are using that to tell him to shut the fuck up and being glad that he sold Star Wars. So we'll be going over that tomorrow. And this channel, we're going to try to get back to weekly streams here. The Rumble Creator Program is just kind of, they increased the credentials, the requirements to get into it. And part of me is just like, fuck that shit, man. I don't know if we'd be able to qualify. Getting the 30 hours was already really hard. But now we got to get like unique chatters, hours on the channel. And that just might be too far out of our reach, unfortunately. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Melvin out. America first.